Yeah. So hi. Hello, hi. I send my greetings and love. I'm here, I'm going to get a Boda. And I do the talking because we love to talk and we are going to talk. We love to talk and we are going to talk and we are going to teach ourselves how to talk. We are going to teach ourselves how to be confident. We are going to teach ourselves how to be audible. We are going to teach ourselves how to look for money. We are going to teach ourselves everything. We can teach ourselves everything. So my budget, I am going to Kampala. This side is called Mukono. This side is called Mukono. You can see, like, let me show you a junction where I come from. I don't know if you will be able to see it, but it's where I come from, like it's where I'm coming from. It's where, like, the house of my parents is. And by the time that I'm filming this video, I was still living at the parents' house. But I believe this time, I don't know, I believe it changed because I want to change. I believe it changed. I'm just waiting to. I believe it's changed. It's not bad to live at your parents' house. It's not bad at all. It's not bad, but because sometimes when you grow, you need your personal space. Like that personal space of yours. So this is where, let me show you. That's the route that I take when I'm, that's the route, like I was saying, that's the route that I take when I'm coming. Hey, Jebaleko. Kali, kama Kampala ku Bolipad nanya.
What?
Kampala ku Bolipad nanya.
Bolipad, this side.
Omanyi Bank of Baroda weri.
Owesha ku Mapera.
Atotuuka ku Mapera. Omanyi ebitala Bentebe Road ebiri.
Ndabawo.
Kati obukamu ebizimbe bibiri. Yeddako awo.
Ng'ona lero nga ku Nasaro Road.
Atogende eyo.
Ngamba ng'ona totuuka.
Nasaro Road ate eri wansi, so Lagos straight. Ebitala Bentebe Road omanyi ebiri. Yeah, kati wobi like straight.
Yeko 15.
Na foke.
Karugende.
Yeah, finally we've gotten one. I don't know, the world, like when I was growing up, I didn't like the concept of being patient. Yeah. Oh my God, like, sometimes it's very inconveniencing to film like you're on a bike and there's somebody else, but that's the reality, like. But I have to, I don't know how I'll do it today. Oh my God. I'll try, like, when I was growing up, I didn't buy the concept of being patient. But the world is, like, it's funny, like when you get in the real life, you find yourself that you have to be patient. Sometimes things don't work out like at that time that you expected. Like, for example, when I was starting this YouTube channel, in my mind I thought like I thought I can get monetized in 3 months. That's what I thought, like. And I worked my way. I uploaded a video every day. I did upload a video every day, like not even uploading. I went, filmed, edited, traveled to upload that video, but things didn't work out the way that I was expecting. Like, my plan was 6 months. I thought like by 6 months I would be monetized on YouTube. That's what I thought. Because I was in this bad position, like I really needed it so bad. But then things didn't work out like that. I'm not monetized. By the time that I'm filming this video, I'm not monetized yet. But I believe that I'm monetized by the time, maybe, I don't know when you're watching this video, or maybe that's somebody else. I believe that I'll be monetized. I just believe it because it's a challenge and I've worked my way towards this challenge. I've not just slept, you know. I've just worked my way. And I'm still working my way. Like Christopher was telling me yesterday that videos like sometimes they have so much weed in them. I used to love it, like it's part of the video, like that kind of sound. But I have to go back in editing. Though my computer is not that fast. So if I'm editing a video, it has to take like over 1 hour. But because quality, I have to first that time of editing the video, then I wait for it to encode and do all that. Yeah, so I'm on a Boda as a game. I try to challenge myself. It's so challenging. It's more mental. Like filming a video is more mental than physical. Though it's me holding the camera and that. But it's more mental. Do you know why I tell you it's more mental? Because I'm on a Boda. I don't know if you can see. And I have to be conscious of the road because this is a highway. I have to talk, be conscious, film. It's all me doing it. I love the process. I love the process. Like when I get monetized or in the future, like everything. Like this somebody was telling me like, you guys, you should stop thinking of the future and you start living now. But I find myself like the now. I feel like sometimes I know the now and I'm worried of the future. So these videos that I'm filming are like my greatest supporter, Christopher Burnham, likes these kinds of videos. So Chris is my greatest support and he loves these kinds of videos. That's why I come and I challenge myself to film more. But then be conscious. And then to show you this beautiful country, Uganda, because this is the time that I'm still in Uganda. I should be showing you how this Uganda is, all that. My dream is to travel this world because I feel like life is more than. So that's my dream. I love traveling. I'm still chasing after my dream. My dream of traveling this world. And the time that I filmed this video, it was 2024. And in 2024 you can travel by filming. You can travel by doing YouTube. So it's why I'm doing it. I think the route that I take every day. I take this route every day. So I have to edit this video for the wind and all that. I love it to be in the video. It's natural. It brings out that natural aspect of life. But then there are some inconveniencing sounds that I have to eliminate from the video. Yeah. So I don't know. Today, what should I be talking about? I feel like I've touched most of it. But of course, every day it's my life. And I will just begin with my life. Like every day I can just wake up for all. I don't like using the rest of my life. No, I don't like using that word rest. It means like you know that you're going to live for a certain time, right? No, I just like using for all my life. If I say for all my life, even if I live for 100 years, I think I don't like to. I don't want to be 100 years. The hard truth. I don't want it's not negative. I'm very positive, by the way. I'm always positive, even though sometimes I feel like it's very hard to be positive all the time. Sometimes I feel like I should be negative, but I try to remain positive all the time. But I don't want to be I just don't want to be alive 100 years. No. That's suffering. Because I have a family member, I don't know how I call her. They were telling me she's 107 years. And she was like, the condition that she was living in, my God. The condition like she was living in, she she was like suffering. I don't know if that's me thinking she was suffering, but I don't want to be alive. I just want, like, if I have to decide a life, that I think like 8 years. 8 years is enough for me to be in this world. Transcend. Like they were saying, when human beings, we are all animals. That's for a fact. That's why we are grouped in mammals and all that. But because like we are all learning about life, nobody knows what this kind of life is. Nobody knows. We are all just trying to learn about life and all that. But this guy was telling me, like, when we are dead, we transcend. I don't know. All that, but me, 8 years is enough for me. That's me. I've just decided it. This is 2024. August. I think today is what, 6th. Yeah, I think today is 6th. If I'm not mistaken. But I'm very accurate with my time most of the time. So I filmed this video on August 2024, 6th. And I decided, I told myself, like, by 80 years I should be out. Yeah. Because I feel like 80 years is enough. Even 75. But they were telling me, like, for example, the president, this country here, this country is called Uganda. And the president that we have, by the time that I'm filming this video, I don't know if he's still the president by the time you're watching this video, but by the time that I filmed the video, he was still the president. He's saying he's over 75, 80 and still able. Okay, you never know, but I don't know. There's somewhere I don't like old age. There's somewhere how I don't like old age. I don't love the young, the baby stage. The only stage that I love about life is the youth. It's the youth stage. I think that's the only stage that I love about life, because above 20, let me say, like, these guys, the whites, for them it's 18, 16. The whites is 16, they're already, because they are countries. All that. Something by 16 is already grown, 18, already grown, like. But here in Africa, I'll talk for myself. It's 18 years. That's what that's when you begin to be a youth. It's like when you begin to be a youth. I don't know if, but some people tell, like, for example, like, I had a girlfriend and she was like 28 years old. She's already dead. She's already old. That's what I love about that youth stage. But I just want to be rich when I'm still a youth. I don't know why in Africa. I talk of Africa because I come from Africa, Uganda. I will be talking of that. I want to see people 18 years, 20 years driving expensive cars. I want to see, like, more young people who are rich. So, like, I want to see more young people. It's very okay to become a millionaire when you are very young. I feel like if you can become a millionaire at 23, imagine if you're a millionaire at 23, or you are a millionaire at 20, and you drive a good car, you have that kind of fancy life, whatever. So that's what I want to see in Africa, because it's very hard to see, like, you see the expensive cars, and you see the people that drive those expensive cars are old people. I have nothing with the old people, yes, but I feel like we need more youth. Like, it's okay. This narrative of Africa, like, you have to be grown, you have to be old for you to be rich. I don't love it. I want to see some young millionaires from Africa, because at least for the States, they have seen it. And these self-made millionaires, like in Africa, if you're not coming from government, if you're not coming from, like we should be having more ways of creating millionaires. That's what I want, because that's the kind of life I want. That's the kind of life that I've dreamed of. Like, how can I be rich when I'm still young? How can I drive, let's say, which car? A Benz. How can I drive a Benz when I'm still young? It's very okay. Because me, if you ask me about life, I love life more when I'm young, not when I'm old. No, because when I'm old, I'm just there old already. I want to be a millionaire, like when I'm still young. That's what I want to be. And because we have this challenge in Africa, money distribution and money channels, I don't know. I feel like we should be having many ways to create millionaires. So the other time remember, like, most of the times I'm just thinking to myself and asking myself, how can I get money? How can I change my life? Yes, I'm in Africa. We have the realities of Africa, but there is internet. Even though I'm coming from Africa, the limitations and all that, I can look beyond those, because there's internet. And what are these guys in the first world countries doing? What are they doing? Because they tell you, like, USA, America has a lot of millionaires, and self-made millionaires, not from government. Like here in Africa, if somebody to be very rich, you have to be associated with government and all that. I want to change. I don't want to live in that kind of Africa anymore. I don't want to be in that kind of Africa, that kind of Uganda. No. Even though it's the reality, but I just have to know, okay, it's the reality, but I cannot choose to accept. I can just see, okay, I can accept that reality, but I cannot believe in that reality, because that's not the kind of reality that I want. I want the kind of reality where there are many ways for somebody to become a millionaire, proven ways. So I'm like, every day I'm just searching for those ways. And I was on internet and I was seeing some of the people, how they make money, and they were saying, like, YouTube, they make money from YouTube. Then I decided to challenge myself as an African, as a Ugandan, to start making YouTube videos. So it's information that I got. I'm just doing it. That's all I'm doing. And I will do everything. I will do every possible way. I will be using the internet, searching to find how can I become a millionaire when I'm still young. That's what I want. I have to, like, you get a lot of time with wealth. I don't feel good to be 60 years when I cannot enjoy anymore. Like, when I'm already filled with responsibility and all that. Let's get rich when we are still young. Let's become millionaires when we are still young. Yeah. It's very okay for us Africans too. Like, Africa should represent. Yes, like, I feel like Africa has been represented by misery, worst living conditions for a long time. I feel like should change. That's what I feel like should change. We should create more millionaires from Africa, like, and we go and we compete with those guys. That's what I want, but it has nothing to do with race, no? It has nothing to do with race. It's because I'm coming from Africa and, oh my God, you film, you have to be conscious. then get all the angles. So I've been asking myself, like, me, I went in school, I went up to university, but it's okay, I'll just talk the truth. I went up to university, I don't know, they call it college, but everything I learned from there didn't give me a way to become rich. It's a fact. Everything that I learned from university was, if I get that transcript, like the university transcript, what's the use of a university transcript? Like, if you ask yourself, like, what's the use of a university transcript? What's the use? So the university transcript, I mean, the most thing that the reason as to why you really need a university transcript is why? Because you need to get a job, right? A university transcript helps you get a job. So what is a job? A job is classified as employment income. I've been learning about different kinds of income. So we live in a society where mostly people know about, if I'm to get money, I have to be in a job, right? The employment income is what is fronted, like, because we live in a matrix where a matrix is simply means like a system where people control people. That's what a matrix means. So I studied all the years, like almost 27 years. Yeah, I'm 27 years. So all my years, I spent them in school to get a university transcript that will help me get a job. That is supposed not to help me, it's supposed to get me a job. But I want to be a millionaire. So when I was in school, I thought like, oh, I'm doing the right thing, this will make me a millionaire. But then when I got into the real world didn't care about the transcript. So when you go to a petrol station, and you're having a PhD, the PhD people, like the fuel pump, I don't know how they call them, those guys who serve fuel, they don't want to know about your university transcript, your degree. So that's why I was so heartbroken. Oh my God, you mean I've spent all my life getting a university transcript and these guys don't accept it? So that's how I was so heartbroken. And I was like, okay, a university transcript is there. It's supposed to help me get a job. So a job is employment income. But we are living in a country, Africa, because most of our systems, it's the truth. Most of our systems, we are just, I don't want to use the word coping, because we are not even coping, we are trying to get systems like those developed countries. So Christopher, I will use Christopher. Christopher is my friend, is my greatest support. So Christopher is coming from the United States, and Christopher has a job. The job he has, he can get income, he can get money from there. So, but United States is not even, I don't know, it's where Uganda is not even close to United States. You can imagine. So me, even if I get a job in Uganda, the systems, we are still just learning, we are still growing, we are still, so I think that Christopher can depend on a job. Because it's in the US, they have their system at least is kind of organized. You can solely depend on a job. But me in Africa, it's very sad that I cannot get a job and I cannot depend on a job. So what am I going to do? Am I going to die? Can I just die? Do you want me to die? No, we are not going to die. So we are just going to expand our mind. Because Almighty God, Almighty Allah was so loving, and He knew like these people, the African people, and He knew I will come in the Africa. I don't know. That's how it happened. I came from the African people. But I have a mind. Don't let that not deceive you. Even though I come from, I don't know, it's called placement. I was placed in Africa. But let that not deceive you. I was given a mind. And this mind of mine can break out of Africa. My mind can break out of the norm of Africa. My mind can break out of the norm of Uganda. Because I know how I'm learning to use my mind. I'm learning to tap into my mind. I'm learning to tap into the confidence. And then I'm learning to tap into that infinite intelligence. So that is way beyond what this country, whatever the limitations that I have with me or in the country. So the types of income, I find myself that the major type of income or source of income is a job. And I think like God, Almighty God knew that I will be that kind of person who won't get that kind of, I feel like I won't get it. It's the truth. So I'm not going to die because I'm not going to get employment income. So what am I going to do? There are other types of income. And the good thing about these other types of income, you don't have to be employed to get that kind of income. So I find like my chances of getting employment income, they are less or equal to no. But I'm not going to die, right? I'm going to be alive and I'm going to use my mind to find the way how I can become a millionaire. Because why do I want to become a millionaire? Why do I want to become a millionaire so bad? Why? You cannot imagine. Because like, it's the truth. I just want my life to become easy. When you're a millionaire, your life becomes easy, for real. For example, like Elon Musk, I feel like his life is very easy. Do you know why? Like I'm quoting Elon Musk because most people, they know Elon Musk. Or Bill Gates. So for example, like those guys, if you check how many those guys have traveled, how many times those guys have traveled, you can find like in a week he has taken on how many planes. I want that kind of life too, yes? Not like his, but my kind of life. Like that miracle. You know, like you're coming from Africa and that reality of Africa. And there's Africa, like when I'm talking of Africa, there's Africa and there is Africa. There are two things. There is Africa and there is Africa. When I mean by Africa, like some countries in Africa are not like African countries. But there are some countries in Africa that are like African countries. The place where I'm coming from, I see like kids without shoes. They are, I don't know. That's why I feel like I don't want to give birth. That's what it is. That's why I don't want to give birth. Because like I see these kids not wearing shoes. Like can you imagine? Every day I see them, every day. And these kids have parents. And that's the reality. Like sometimes I don't want to see that kind of Africa anymore. I don't want to feel like Africa we are represented by misery. No, I don't want to feel like that. I don't want to feel like that. We are represented by bad government. We are represented by, I don't know, by being controlled. That's why I don't want, Christopher, you forgive me, my friend. I don't want to be that kind of person who comes from Africa where they view us, people who are controlled, people with bad government, people with poor standards of living, want to be from Africa. That Africa that creates millionaires at a younger age. Africa that creates free minds, like free thinking. I want to be from Africa, from an Africa where I'm not represented by religion. I don't belong to any religion. I don't belong to Christianity. I don't belong to Islam. I don't belong to culture. I don't belong to all those because I don't want to belong in that kind of Africa. I was telling my father that I don't belong to any religion. I don't belong there. But me, because I don't belong to any religion doesn't take away the fact that I believe in Almighty God. I believe in Almighty Allah. But because religion controls us, they take advantage of us. Brainwashing, manipulating people. I don't want to be in that kind of Africa. I want to live in that kind of Africa where I'm a free thinker. I think for myself. Even if you tell me the Bible says this, the Bible says Musa went there, okay, well and good for you, but me, I will think for myself. That's what I want. Nobody has a right to think for me. Whether that person lived, whether that person is going to live, the full responsibility is with me because God put a brain in my head. If God wanted me to be controlled by anybody else, He would have given one person a brain and the rest of us with no brains. You know, like, okay, you are going to be controlled by this guy because he has a brain. But when I look around, everybody has a brain. Everybody has a brain. God put a brain in everybody because that's how it is. You have to think for yourself, understand for yourself. You have to know that this is good, this is bad for yourself. Nobody has to tell you that. Nobody has to tell you that. And because like Africa, we are so welcoming and all that, they take advantage of us. They manipulate, brainwash, gaslight the people. I see it here. It happens and I see it. That's why most of the times I walk alone. You cannot find me walking with people. I love people. I have great love for people, but sometimes the knowledge that you have makes you lonely and you have to accept the loneliness. Oh my God, my hand feels so tired. I've been talking for 32 minutes. Yes, I'm learning because I got to know that in Africa, if you're coming from Africa, oh my God, it's a good thing, it's a blessing that you are born from Africa, because from Africa, if you are born from Africa, you fight for yourself. You fight for yourself. And it's a good thing to fight for yourself. So I'm trying to fight for myself. I'm using every means that I get. I began with YouTube. Then I'm heading into music. Then trading. Every chance, everything that I can put my hands on. And I feel like I can. I'm just going to use it. I'm going to use YouTube. I'm going to use music. I'm going to use trading. Though trading is so challenging. It's so challenging, but I love it. I'll use it. I'm gonna use streaming. I'm gonna use everything to break out from that kind of Africa that you've known for some time. From that kind of Uganda. Like where these governments, they wanted to control us. Instead of, like, they are more concerned with controlling us instead of putting measures, policies. But we are going to look beyond those governments, because the governments have people. This government is not a word, no? Government is a group of people. And me, I believe I can be more smarter than those people. I can be more smarter because that's why God put brains in us. You can be smarter than those people. Yeah, so I've been talking for a while and it's time for me to enjoy this ride. my hand is so painful, like it's paining me, but it's all in history, because time, what do you understand of time? Time is an illusion. So we are living in an illusion, right? The time that I filmed this video is 2024. But the time, I don't know when you're watching this video, it might be even 2027. So we are living in an illusion of time. It is a fact. This is 2024, the time that I filmed the video. But I don't know when you're watching the video. But I have to just first enjoy this ride for a while, because my heart is paining me. And I think the next time I have to use a Boda when I'm alone, because I inconvenience people when I'm shouting. So I don't like inconveniencing other people because of my selfish needs, no? So I think I will have to pay for the next time that I have to film this video. I have to accept and incur the charges of sitting on the bike alone. But you know the reason as to why I allow sitting on a bike with somebody else, because there's a time that I didn't have any money on me, and most of the guys that were giving me lifts had passengers on. That's why sometimes I'm very okay with sitting with people on the bike. But I feel like this is the perfect hand that I use to film, this hand here. But it gets tired so quickly. But it will get used. Like we get used. Like life is about pain, but we get used of the pain and we laugh again and we smile again. So I'm heading to Kampala to search. You know, like you've ever gone to some place to search and you don't know what you're going to search, but you know, like you're in life, and in life you have to search. So I'm going to search. I don't know what I'm searching for, but I think it will come. These are all pieces of information that will come in my head. So Kampala too have come. I don't know. Kampala have come to, like most of these people, the traders have come to. I don't know where my chance will come from in this country, because I don't know. This is my country. I will not hate my country. Even if my country, the country is a piece of land, right? Or it's the people. A country is a piece of land or the people. I don't know. You call it whatever you want. But I will love my country. But I need to have more countries. Like, I need to be in love with more countries. I shouldn't be in love with only one country. So all the countries where I will get opportunities from, I will love them. I love my country because I was born from here and all that. But my love for USA, I don't know. I have love for USA because everything that I'm doing, even this YouTube, oh my god, I need to be smiling. Oh my god, like we need to. Okay, I was saying, like, I need to have other countries, like for it, at least it's not cheating. For a woman, you have to have one woman or whatever. But for a country, if I get other opportunities from other countries, those will be my countries too. But for now, it's still Uganda and US. And for the US, it's because YouTube is from the US. Christopher is from the US. And we can't avoid the USA, I don't know. So we are gonna be smiling. Yeah! Yeah! Oh, yeah! Yeah! a race, like we are racing for life. These are all metaphors. Like you can look at all these people. Where are all these people going? Everybody's like, that's how God is so amazing. Like they gave us, everybody has their brain. So everybody is doing whatever their brain is telling them. So the rest for life, the rest for surviving, the rest for struggling, the rest for hustling. We are all hustling in this life. We are hustling for life, hustling for love, hustling for money, hustling for wealth, hustling. I don't know, what are you hustling for? But we are all hustling in life. And we are gonna hustle. Like hustle hard. So whenever I reach in the town, I just want to tell everybody how I love you. Yes, you are only one in this world. You are only one. We are 8 billion people. 8, 9, 10 billion people, I don't know. But you are only one. But you are only one. And I'm here to tell you that I love you. I love you. And you have to look, it's a command. Because I love you, I'm giving you a commandment. The first commandment that you are gonna do is you are gonna love yourself. That's the first commandment I'm giving you. The second commandment that I'm giving you is you are gonna believe in yourself. The third commandment that I'm giving you is you are gonna what? We are gonna love each other, right? And we are gonna support each other. So me, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to take care after myself, because that's what I want, and it's what it should be done. So I love you. I love you. Take good care after yourself. Like please and please, look after yourself. Believe in yourself. Like yeah, I love you, and I'm here saying goodbye. Yeah. So I love you. Take good care after yourself.